Kia ora e te whānau. Welcome back to my channel Wairoa Wellness. My name is Bouquet from Ōtepoti Dunedin in Aotearoa, New Zealand. If you've just come from my other video, Balance or Being the Balance, you'll see that I'm still dressed the same. It's not that I wear the same clothes every day. It's just that it's still raining outside. So my mihi, my work is outside, so I don't like to work in the rain. I like to go for walks in the rain. I don't like to work in the rain. So that means I get to spend more time with you lovely lot and make more videos. So yay! Today's video is very cool. This video I'm really excited about, and I'm calling this video You Already Are a Channel. Because when people speak about channeling, they often frame it as something rare and special, something mystical that must be activated or learned and reserved for a few, or reserved for a few. But what if channeling is not something special that only certain people can access? Ooh, that's a bit controversial, don't you think? Or is it? Is it controversial? Or is the answer to that question, as we go deeper into it, is the answer to that question empowering and part of claiming sovereignty over your domain? What if channeling is something that you are already doing constantly? Not as a performance or in a trance-like state, but as a natural function of consciousness. There is a quote that's often attributed to Nikola Tesla, and it is actually one of my most favorite quotes because it's stayed with me since the beginning of my journey. Is very perspective shifting. And it goes, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, look at everything in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Whether those were his exact words or not, it is the principle of that quote that is powerful. Because if everything is energy, if everything exists as frequency, then information is frequency, thoughts are frequency, ideas and inspiration is frequency, right? And suddenly channeling becomes far less mysterious. There are spectrums that are visible and there are spectrums that are unseen. And just because something cannot be seen does not mean that it is not present. We are tuning into information all the time. Ideas, insights, creative impulses, imagery, emotional currents, language. The real question is not, how do I begin channeling? The real question is, what am I tuned into and already channeling? That perspective, how you frame that question, changes your perspective. It removes lack and restores awareness, restores empowerment. What determines what we tune into? Resonance, frequency. The frequency that you habitually fluctuate around or stabilize at shapes the information that you have access to, that you perceive, that you channel, like a radio. When you adjust the dial on the radio, even the younger generations. Sorry, I'm thinking of an old time radio with a dial, but even with the seek buttons, you're still tuning into different frequencies. So, adjusting the dial, you receive a different broadcast. The broadcast is always there, it's always been there, but you could only hear it once you tuned in and matched its frequency. Your emotional state, your nervous system regulation, your beliefs, what you claim as your identity, these all influence your resonance and your frequency. And resonance shapes your access. Not because something external is controlling you. No one external, no one or no thing is controlling what you tune into, is controlling you. Your perception aligns with calibration. Let's soften this a little. You have likely sat in meditation before and noticed something quite simple. Many people have had this experience, and you would not be at my page right now had you not done some form of meditation. So you've likely sat in meditation and noticed this simple experience, that you can observe your thoughts. They arise and they pass, they come and they go, but you remain. And if you can witness a thought, then does that mean that you are not the thought? So then the deeper question arises: who is the one watching the thought? Who is the observer observing the thought? There is an awareness behind the thinking. There is a presence before the narrative begins. Who is that observer? Who is that presence? And from that place, from that perspective, thoughts feel less like something that you are and more like something that moves through you, arriving and leaving. And if thoughts can be observed within awareness, perhaps you are not the generator of thought. Perhaps you are the field in which thought appears, the interpreter, the receiver, the channel. And if that is true, then the question arises that is powerful: what am I tuned into? Because once you become the conscious participant, being aware that thoughts are not you, that you are not thought, you become aware, and awareness has choice. It can attach and it can release. It can choose what it attaches to, and it can choose to stay attached, or it can choose to release. It can stabilize in one frequency, it can fluctuate between frequencies, and it can shift. Awareness has choice. What am I tuned into? What am I choosing to tune into? Conscious choice. This is where channeling becomes conscious, not dramatic or performative, but intimate and deeply internal. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that receives them. When you realize that you already are a channel, then something within you shifts. Not just when you know it at the surface level. Oh yeah, I know stuff, I know that. But when you truly know it, that you are a conscious channel, then something internally can shift. It's not about surrendering your identity. It's about sovereignty. It's about claiming sovereignty over your domain. You are not a passive receiver. You are a conscious participant. You influence. Being the conscious participant means that you influence what moves through you by the frequency that you choose to habitually stabilize it, to habitually fluctuate it. And claiming sovereignty over your own domain means taking responsibility for what you are constantly channeling. The more awareness you have, the more responsibility you have. So to be sovereign, claiming sovereignty over your own domain means taking responsibility over what you are constantly channeling. Because channeling is not a rare occurrence reserved for a few. It is not something that happens occasionally in ceremony. It is happening all the time. So, through your thoughts, through your words, through your emotional responses, through what you amplify in conversation, every moment you are tuned into something, tuned into a frequency, and transmitting that all the time. And every moment you are constantly transmitting, and so awareness is no longer optional. Once you become the conscious participant, awareness is no longer optional. If you wish to expand, then responsibility becomes essential, not as blame. It's never a negative to be a conscious participant. It is empowering. Because the moment you realize that you are always channeling is the moment that you understand that you are responsible for the frequency that you choose to stabilize at, that you choose to transmit into your world, into your reality, into the collective. Because whatever you stabilize in, whatever you fluctuate in and are transmitting, you amplify it. What you choose to stabilize in or fluctuate at, you amplify it into your reality, into your world, into the collective. This awareness is very empowering. It is sovereignty in action. It is claiming your own domain, and it is consciously choosing the frequency that you want to radiate into the world. So, to close this video, you are a channel. You always have been. The spectrum of information is vast, both seen and unseen, and your resonance shapes what you perceive and transmit, what you receive and transmit. So perhaps the invitation is this: become aware of your frequency. Become conscious of what you habitually tune into or fluctuate at. And gently ask yourself, what frequency channel am I? And is that the frequency that I desire to amplify? Kia ora.